Workouts fueled by Celsius, baby.
Netflix just released the most insane training footage of Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, and fans can't stop talking about it. The documentary-style clips show both fighters pushing their limits in brutal training sessions while their ongoing beef takes center stage. Jake's seen grinding through endless sparring rounds, focusing on head movement, body shots, and explosive power combinations. He's been training with a mix of boxing veterans and conditioning experts, blending old-school drills with cutting-edge techniques. The sweat, the focus, the constant pressure, it's clear Jake's not just training to survive against Tank, he's training to shock the world. On the other side, Gervonta's sessions have that signature Tank energy, sharp, compact, and ruthless. He's working on timing, precision, and that knockout accuracy that's made him one of the most feared punchers in the sport. Every punch he throws looks like it's meant to end a fight. The documentary switches between their sessions like a cinematic duel, Jake grinding with raw determination, Gervonta moving with cold confidence. It feels less like training footage and more like a countdown to an inevitable explosion. Even with both fighters deep in training, the real fight seems to have already started outside the ring, especially at their press conference. The moment they start talking, the tension is undeniable. When questions about weight, power, and ring IQ start rolling in, the tone shifts again. Jake keeps calling this his toughest challenge yet, but there's a hint of arrogance in how he says it, like he's daring Tank to prove him wrong. Tank's answers stay short, controlled, minimal, but laced with something cold. He doesn't need volume to make his point. Every word feels like it's hiding a punch. The reporters can feel it. The crowd can feel it. It's no longer about words. It's about dominance.
How does facing somebody like this in his prime, how does that differ compared to some of the other guys that you faced before?
Yeah, this is the toughest fight for me from an experience standpoint. I know he's in his prime, 30-0 or whatever it is, undefeated, top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. I respect Tank a lot, and that's why I'm excited he's going to bring the best out of me. And I have to be prepared. I have to be the most locked in I've ever been, and that's what makes this a massive fight.
Things take a turn when Jake starts talking about pressure. He says the loser of this fight won't just lose in the ring, but lose in front of the entire world. The way he says it makes the crowd react instantly. Tank doesn't even flinch. No words, no reaction, just that half smile that looks more dangerous than anything he could say. It's the kind of silence that fills a room faster than shouting. Jake notices it too, and for a split second, you can see him realizing that Tank isn't playing into the show.
So much is at stake because we're young and we're just, on the tip and the brink of our careers and coming into greatness in our primes, like you said. And so the loser of this fight is going to be the embarrassment of the world. Their fan base is going to be let down, and everyone's going to see that, and it could be a career-ending loss, and that's what makes this.
By the time Jake starts talking about being the reason this fight is happening, the tension finally cracks. His voice rises, the crowd cheers, and he starts pacing a little, as if the stage itself isn't big enough for his energy. Tank sits still, unmoved, hands clasped, eyes fixed on him. It's like two different worlds clashing, Jake's chaos and Tank's calm. That contrast is what makes it so intense. The cameras zoom in, catching Tank's quiet expression and Jake's over-the-top delivery, and it feels like a psychological war playing out in real time.
Jake, I was reading an article, and it said maybe Jake Paul this time around has bitten off more than he can chew in this fight. What's your response to that?
Man, people are always gonna say this shit. Like, I'm just sick of it, man. What do people have to say? Come on, keep on saying it. Whatever you got. This is what I do, bro. This is why I'm the biggest in the sport. This is why everyone's here today. This is why I've had the most viewed fight in boxing history. So at the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me?
100%, yeah.
100%.
100%.
100%. Facts.
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Correct. I'm your daddy.
40. What 40 at? You heard what he said? He paid me. So
Let me ask you a question.
I need that extra.
I love your confidence. I love it.
Then Jake crosses the line. The taunts start getting personal. Comments about legacy, records, and who really belongs at the top. Tank's patience starts to fade. His replies are shorter, clipped, and sharper now. You can see the switch flip. Every time Jake talks, Tank leans forward just a bit more, like he's ready to end the conversation in a different way.
Tell me and tell the people, why are you so confident in this fight?
It's preparation. It's knowing what I'm capable of. It's my team. You know, Third, Jay Leon, Larry Wade, you know, my training partners, DCUT, everybody, Carl, everyone who puts in the work, Ocean, the whole team is, number one, and everyone goes so hard, and we know what we're capable of. We're the best in the world, and we just want it more than everyone. We have 2 chips on our shoulder, and look at what we've done in this sport in just a short amount of time with this team. My skill set continues to improve, and I'm a lot better boxer than these people who have been doing it their whole lives. It's pattern recognition, and that's what I'm, amazing at, is learning, adapting, and continuing to get better in the sport all the time.
And the reporter brought up Jake's confidence, asking Tank if it concerned him that Jake not only expected to win, but to win by stoppage. Tank didn't even flinch. His answer came out calm, low, and completely unbothered. He said it didn't concern him at all, that Jake's supposed to feel that way. The crowd laughed a little, but Tank wasn't joking. He mentioned how Jake keeps calling himself the bigger guy and talking about money, and instead of matching that energy, Tank just shrugged it off. He said he'd let Jake take the high route while he takes the low one. A quiet line, but one that hit harder than any trash talk. It sounded like Tank was saying he doesn't need to talk about size, power, or paydays. He just needs to show up and handle business.
Tank, he's a confident young man. Does any of that concern you in this fight, that he is so confident that not only he will win, but win by stoppage?
Fuck no. Not really. Not really. I mean, he's supposed to feel like that. He's the bigger guy. He say he paying me and stuff like that, so I let him take the high route. I take the low route. I see.
And just when it seems like they might cool down, Tank throws money into the mix. He starts talking about side bets, millions on the line, and that sends the energy through the roof. The audience goes wild, and Jake finally reacts. He doesn't shout, but his tone changes completely. It's confident, dismissive, like he's heard this all before.
I fuck with you heavy, Gervonta, but I want to side bet you. I got Jake winning.
We already side betted though.
We already did. What was the bet?
200.
Let's go 250.
Let's go 500.
No, hell no. See, Jake, that's what, Jake.
Come on,
wow.
Aiden, you have to take it, bro.
Jake, y'all are making $50 million for this on Netflix. I can't do it. You split the bet with me, 250, 250.
Easy. Let's make it $1 million.
Whoa.
Let's make it 2.
Jake.
Let's make it 2.
$1 million total. Yeah.
Shake on it?
Jake, $1 million.
2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Right here, 2 mil. Go
Jake,
ahead.
2 mil.
Jake.
Easy work, bro.
2 mil?
Get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking lefty.
When asked about his last Netflix appearance against Mike Tyson, Jake didn't shy away from addressing the criticism. He admitted that fight was far from his best, but reminded everyone that Tyson is one of the greatest heavyweights in history and that he was stepping way outside his natural weight class. This time, Jake promised things will look completely different. He said he's faster, sharper, and carrying more knockout power than ever before. With full confidence, he warned fans not to blink because, in his words, this one's ending with a knockout.
Last time you were on Netflix, some people were disappointed with your showing against Mike Tyson. What can we expect in this fight? Would it look a lot different than that fight against Mike Tyson? If you can explain kind of what happened there.
Yeah, you have to understand Mike's one of the greatest, heavyweights of all time. I was outside of my weight class. This is going to be completely different. I'm going to be faster with more knockout power against this guy. So don't blink, it's going to be a knockout.
Following that tense press conference, Jake Paul took a seat with TMZ Sports for one of his most candid interviews yet, and this time, his demeanor surprised everyone. He called his upcoming bout with Gervonta Davis the biggest challenge of his career. Instead of leaning on the usual talk about size advantage, Jake acknowledged that Tank is one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world, a man with knockout power in both hands and years of elite-level experience. For the first time, Jake openly admitted that he's actually scared going into this fight, not out of doubt, but out of respect for Tank's skills. It was a rare, honest moment that showed how seriously he's taking this matchup and how much it means to him.
Yeah, feeling good, man. This is definitely the toughest test. I think there's like a lot of things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter and he's got power in both hands. And skill wise and technique wise, he's been doing this for so long. And so actually internally, like I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is. It's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Jake went on to explain that his entire training approach has shifted. He's not chasing more power or trying to bulk up. This time, it's all about speed, accuracy, and endurance. He's been sparring with world champions like Raymond Ford, Montana Love, and Shakur Stevenson to replicate Tank's quickness and ring IQ. Instead of heavy lifting, he's been cutting muscle mass to throw faster combinations and maintain agility throughout the fight. He admitted that the thought of facing someone like Tank has kept him awake at night, but it's a kind of fear that drives him forward, the kind that pushes him to refine every move and prove he belongs on that level.
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Love in. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives, but we're really focusing on speed. And not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
When asked if just going the distance with Tank would feel like a victory, Jake didn't hesitate to shut that idea down. He said survival isn't what he trains for. He's in this to win. Calling himself a fierce competitor, Jake said he's not only fighting to prove something to the world, but to test the limits of his own potential.
Like for me, I never let myself go there. I'm a fierce competitor and always need to have the W and come out on top. And also shock the world and even shock myself and show myself what I'm capable of.
He still believes he has the timing and power to walk Tank into a knockout, just like he's done with other opponents. To Jake, this isn't just another fight, it's the defining moment of his career, a chance to silence every critic and show that he's evolved from entertainer to real contender. Both fighters are in grind mode, and you can feel the tension building. Gervonta Davis looks sharp and explosive, working on speed, timing, and that knockout power that's made him a star. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is focused on precision and endurance, sparring with top names and adjusting his entire training style to match Tank's level.
When you picture how it goes down, is there something that you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself knocking him out? Do you imagine being victorious? And what would that mean for you, a guy, again, who has only been in this sport for a couple of years? You've turned it on its head. You've had a massive impact, clearly, in just a few years, but it's only been a few years. That's the bottom line.
No, exactly. This is my 5th year as a pro, and so I've had to progress faster than anyone else in the sport to be able to compete at this level and to be able to hang in there with these guys. But I do believe that I have the power and the offense to be able to walk Tank into a knockout like I've done with other opponents and set them up for it. And so I am fully confident in my ability, and I think it would be one of the craziest upsets um, in a long time.
Their approaches couldn't be more different, but both are chasing the same goal, to prove who's truly built for this moment. So who do you think takes it, the seasoned Tank Davis or the hungry Jake Paul? Let us know in the comments below.